I find that there is basic differences according to what we call social location. The way that clergy live their lives and what they just their vocation of what they do for a living, and calls them to look at biblical stories and passages differently than lay people do. An example is that clergy tend just unconsciously to look at biblical texts in terms of what the text has to say for others. They're trained to look at biblical passages and to ask, what does this story, what does this text say for people in my church? What does it say for people in the community? And laity, more often, read the text in a more personally direct way. They read the story and ask, what does this say specifically to me? They engage it more directly. That would be one of actually many examples of how clergy and laity approach Scripture differently. The preacher can, with some discipline, ask themselves, how does this text apply specifically to me? What does it say to me? Or even questions such as, how do I feel about it? How does it make me feel? That would be another example. Laity tend to respond to Scripture with more emotion, sentiment, and feelings, where clergy tend to be more cognitive and to tell you what they think a text means and what they think about it intellectually, than simply how they experience the impact of it. If they become sensitive to those matters, they can train themselves to look at Scripture that way. That doesn't necessarily mean that the laity are doing it right and the clergy need to jettison everything they learned in seminary and read the text the way the laity do. It's rather just a matter of, as I say, bridging that gap and knowing that when you read the lesson in church, what is going on in the hearts and minds of the people before you preach the first word of your sermon, so that you will be able to make contact with them.